Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Anthony Gray. Sorry for the poor audio quality, but yes, I am about to custom paint a model. This is Mechagodzilla from Walmart. Of course, didn't get it from Walmart, had to get it off of eBay. Why? Because people bought them up to sell them on eBay. Anyway, as you can see, it is a flat gray plastic model. Not very appealing. It's a great design, but not very appealing. So this is actually my brother's. I do have one that I will be painting also, but I figured I'd make a quick tutorial of it. Show you how to custom paint one of these guys. It's got all sorts of mechanisms and gears and whatnot going all through it. But I'm going to flat coat this whole thing with a flat matte spray. Alright, it's just a primer black spray can. Just a flat spray it. I will do front, back, up, down, the whole thing. Okay. I know what the design looks like, so and obviously I'm outside because this stuff stinks. Okay, and plus, you really don't want to smell this stuff inside an enclosed area. Alright, but we're going to just get right on to it. I'm going to hold the can about 6 or so inches away and give it a nice little coat, as you can see. You're probably giving it a few recoats as it dries. But yes, I will spray this whole deal black. The whole kit and caboodle. And you let it dry. You can either blow dry it, let it air dry. I'll let it air dry. Alright. I'm not in any really strong particular rush to go anywhere, so I can take my time with it. And you do it in short little bursts so the paint doesn't coagulate in one spot and start getting runs and drips. That's what you don't want. Okay. I know I'm filming this, so I'm gonna have to just turn this guy. He's pretty sturdy. Hopefully I still got it in camera frame. I'll check it and see, but I'll slowly turn this fellow to the side. Should still be in somewhat focused. And remember, short little bursts. You don't want to over spray and cause drips and all of that. That's just bad for business. And you just don't make it a rush job. Don't do that. Okay. I'm gonna try to coat as much as I can with it. And once it dries, believe it or not, it gives a little texture so the other layers of paint can grab onto this guy. Okay. Basically. I'm going by his tail here. You take your time. And if you can see, the mist is starting to, from the spray, starting to come on this guy. Of course, it's shiny because it's wet. As it dries, it will get to its flat black luster. This thing is over a foot, so I gotta do some clever turning around. You will get messy. I'll just bring him out here, and I'll just bring him back inside. There we go. Yes, it's a custom little box that I had. I can't really compete much with that lawnmower back there, but I'll do the best I can so you guys can hear me. But I'm going to do the back end of this guy. Just kind of the same type of thing. You may want to coat him twice. All depends on how well you got it. Like I said, you don't want drips. Okay. The back of his leg there. This is why you need a very well ventilated area. And I'm coating him as best as I can. Like I said, I really don't want any drips, anything like that happening with him. So you just take your time with it. Alright. I will be once again grabbing him. I'll just kind of move him around this way. Grab this area here. Now, in case, obviously, when you grab him, you're going to get paint on you and whatnot. That's all right. You just spray right over it again. So hashtag don't panic. It's all good. It's all good. Short little bursts. Trust me. Short little bursts will work. And I'm going to cover as much as I can of this guy with this black. I don't really, it's okay if I don't get all of the red. That's fine. Because he will be highlighted with red. So it's okay. But you can pretty much design the character any which way you want. Once it's all set, once it's all dry. I'm going down by his feet down there. Make sure I get all of that. And this is just primer. Okay, so we're just going to prime this fella. And once I've got him fairly covered, I'll push him out again here. Kind of lift him there. I gotta bring him outside for 1 second so I can get the top part of him. He's geometrically designed. He might be out of, no, he's not out of focus. Okay, no problem, no problem. So anywhere where you think you may have missed, go back over it. You can usually tell. You can usually tell. See the inside of his leg there? Get all up underneath him there. All of that good stuff. I'm going to give him another turn. And just let him dry. Let him air dry. Actually, I missed a spot underneath his front. Just like that. Get it in there. Alright. And because I'm outside and I'm gonna let him air dry. Let's grab him, turn him around here, back to the front, right there. Keep him outside there. Now, I've taken off a little bit of the black paint, got a little red showing through back there, but that's okay. I can just cover that back up real quick. It's no big deal. I'm gonna go back here, side of his neck. Underneath his chin. Yeah, that's right. Get that chin. And I believe I've got just about all of him. I know I did. Okay. And then that's it. Alright. And once again, I will just let this guy air dry. I can set him, or just keep him still right here. Or I can I think I got everything on this guy. Right there. Underneath. Make sure you get underneath it. Dude. Directly underneath. Okay. Once I've got him totally covered, and I do, then I will set it. Just let him sit here and let him air dry. Okay. So I'll turn him around. You still get to pretty much see what he looks like so far. In there. Okay. I'll just turn the box. It's easier for me to turn the box if you check him out. And when I come back, I gotta be careful so you don't tip forward. But you guys can still see all of them there. Alright, he's starting to dry. The flatness is starting to come on the paint job. Just like that. Okay. I'll turn him back around. You gotta get a good front shot of him there. Alright. But that's what he's looking like. He has very few moving parts. Alright, the legs move, the feet turn, the sprockets here move. And once it starts to dry, you I don't want to really touch it now, but you just move it around so it doesn't stay glued, but they usually they'll move back around and dry. So the next time you guys see this video or the next clip, it'll be me actually airbrushing this fellow. I will airbrush him a metallic silver. Okay. Then after I airbrush the guy with the metallic silver, then we will go into the pinstriping and small flat brush. We'll put in the red glowing stuff. So until then, I shall see you. Hey guys, welcome back. Lizard Boy is about to get a makeover. Now what I've done, I'll show it to you here. If you guys can see it, got some metallic paint here. Alright. And I got a measuring cup. Now I have to really liquefy this paint because it's a little thick to go through the airbrush. But I didn't thin it with water, I thinned it with rubbing alcohol. So it's a mixture of rubbing alcohol and the metallic paint. I do have the airbrush over here beside me. I'll just point it to you. There it is. Alright, it's a low pressure airbrush. Okay. Alright, so you'll hear a little bit of the drone, and I'm going to now fill up. As you can see, the metallic paint is working with the paint thinner. And what you see me doing really, because it's coming out in little spatters because of the crystal in it, the sparkles in it, which is also fine, is that I am slowly just painting the surface of this fella. And it's going to take more than one coat, and that's fine. Like I say, it's a mixture of paint thinner, or not paint thinner, rubbing alcohol in the paint itself. I'll be turning this thing around, don't worry. It's going to take more than one coat for this guy, and that's fine. We'll bring a little zoom up on his feet. We'll just bring him in a little bit. So I'll show you what I'll do with his feet there. I'll focus that. Let's bring it down there like that. Just make sure she's in focus here. I believe she is. Alright, as you can see, we're going back down by the feet here. The closer you are with the airbrush, obviously the more the spray, but this is not a high-powered brush. Very thin brush. And it is doing it, as you can see. Like I say, it's going to take more than one coat for this fella, and that's fine. It is metallic paint. It does have little bits of, obviously, metal flake in it, and that's alright. Now, is it safe to use rubbing alcohol for this type of paint? Sure is. Rubbing alcohol obviously dries through evaporation. And that's what's going on with it. So, and I do like the splatter effect that it is giving off. My battery's going dead on this camera. And that's alright. This is definitely a process that you don't want to rush. Take your time with it. It's alright. Like I said, I do enjoy looking at the grain aspect of this guy. The speckled appearance that it's giving. Like worn metal. And you can always go back over it, go back over it, go back over it. So you do each part at a time. That's a little compressor that you hear. Go down here by his feet here. I'm going to turn the creature around to finish up on some of the back end of the animal here, this creature. So I will be right back. Alright, because I know you guys are looking at his feet while I'm doing everything else, but let's draw the camera back here. And you see what he's starting to look like here. Okay. And what I'm going to do, like I said, when I come back, I'm going to turn him around. And we're going to do the back half of Mechagodzilla here. Okay, welcome back. Round 2. And as you can see, if I can get my hand out of the way, I continue on with the spraying of this fellow. And like I said, you don't have to try to do it all in one coat. Don't do that. I like the granular look of the paint on him. My hands might be in the way of some of the shots, forgive me. I like some of the brush metal look that it's giving off. So some of what I'm coating also will be painted red, so I don't have to concentrate too much on his back plates like that. But on the back of him, the back of his head, get that spray going there. And once again, we can always come back to this. So it is spitting and sputtering because of the granular nature of the paint, even though I thinned it with rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol will just basically just dilute it a little bit, but it evaporates immediately, so don't worry about none of that. As I get closer, obviously the more paint gets sprayed on there on him, and I can go back and do it again, which I am going to do. It'll be another recoat. Okay. And this is really how you do it. And you turn the creature around, whatever you're doing, whatever you want to paint, you turn it around so you get all sides of it. Don't rush it. And with the airbrush, you know, the more you stay on one spot, the more paint covers it. Like I said, I like the granular look of it. And it is metallic, so she will shine. Now I'm painting this on an overcast day. The sun's peeking out a little bit, at least it's trying to. Alright. I'm just moving it around. Now remember where you're painting, how you're painting it, the spots that you're painting it. It's easy to figure it out because you're working with metallic paint. So as it dries, you'll see the flakes. The rubbing alcohol isn't doing anything with let's aim the camera down a little. Way down there. You've got quite a lengthy tail on there. Let me level this camera. There we go. And we will continue down the base of the tail. The pen that's in the airbrush helps to break up some of this paint that might be a little thick. It's okay. Once I get to cleaning the brush, it will get rid of the rubbing alcohol, will dissolve it and get rid of all of the excess granular stuff in it. And I can also take the pen out and you can really spray it out of there. But if you can notice, once it starts to dry, it starts to get that metallic kind of a shine look to it. Now I have two of these to do. This is one of them. The other one's mine. This is my brother's. I shall just slowly turn him around. Yeah, the paint's already dry on this. It doesn't take long. It is acrylic paint after all. Actually, let me get in here a little bit better. There. I'm going to turn him around to the side here. Move my little cup here, put it up here. Okay, as I move it around to the side, you guys still should get a pretty decent, somewhat look at him here. Let me aim the camera up a little bit. You guys get a nice shot of him there. Okay, all that black right here. Cover it right up. Like I said, the closer you are with the brush, the more of the paint will come out as a direct spray, as you can see. And like the spotty nature of the spray, because of the glitter in the paint, gives it that worn look to it. But not only is it a worn look, but it's also a metallic worn look, so it shines. So it's actually a plus. You say, I don't want to have him all metallic. Some of the black will show through to give it that worn out, used look on him because he is a machine. Going over here down by his feet. Because even with metallic colors, once it dries, it appears darker. So, actually a good thing. We're at the base of the tail here. Going pretty slow. Just making sure it covers up what it's supposed to cover. And this stuff dries ridiculously fast. Keep that in mind. A lot of the stuff I'm painting silver will be painted over in red. But I won't use an airbrush. It will be a paintbrush I will do that with. And I am going to paint as much of metallic silver as I can. Hopefully you guys can see most of what I'm doing here. Alright. That my hand's not covering too much of it. Over here by his neck. I'm just moving the paint, the nozzle back and forth a little bit, just to loosen up some of the stuff that's gathering up. Over here on the face, you really want to emphasize that metallic on his face. This silver backplate, I don't really want to go over them too much because they're going to be painted red. For effect's sake, I'll put some silver in it, but the majority of it will be painted red. All in between where you see the black will be painted red. Alright. I'm looking, checking things out here. Just loosening up the nozzle a little bit. Let's take them. Spot here. I'm gonna turn him on the other side around. There we go. Turn him over here. Just like that. Hopefully he's still in shot for you guys. Yeah, pretty much. Let's do one of those numbers. Is really fill him out here on the screen. Hopefully he's still in focus. I think we're still in focus there. Alright. We shall continue on. Especially the details on his face, on his head. Make it silver there. On the back of his neck there. Put it right in there. I really like the spotty texture on him. Like I say, I will be going over this again for a second coat. But I do like what I see going on with him here. Going underneath, going on this thigh here. Usually an airbrush won't do the splatters like this. It would be a pretty steady stream. But because of the metallic in the paint, it's the reason why you're getting the splatter effect. But it's also a plus. I do like I said, I like the splatter nature of what's going on with him. And some of the black I'm going to keep through. Make it look like, you know, this guy's been through a few battles there. You know, he's been pretty worn. Going on the inside of his thigh. Let's go back up here. The top, right arm. Becoming a more steady stream now. A lot of the granular stuff is starting to disappear, so it's becoming a more consistent stream of paint. Rubbing alcohol dries faster, obviously, than water. But once it's on there like this, it's on there. And it's not coming off. Turn her around slowly. It. Let's give some more love over here first. Let's shine some of that side of his tail up a little bit more. Underneath. right here, underneath him there. Give him a little love underneath, like that. On top. Alright. We'll turn it directly in front of us here. And I'm going to go... Actually, here, let me show you something. Let me just lift him up underneath, right? Directly underneath there. Get that underbelly there. All up in here. Hopefully you guys can see this. I hope. Up on his chin. When you get some paint on yourself, of course you will. That's kind of part of the fun. Yeah, you're going to get a little messy. It's alright. You're gonna get a little messy. Let's put him down there. He's starting to look pretty good there. Alright. I'm just going on the other side of his body here. Okay. Turn him over on the side. Back side over here, another half of him. Spray on him here. I think he's got a little bit of a worn look. Alright, this camera only operates every 11 minutes. It stops, or 14 minutes it stops. But as I was saying, I'm just repainting various spots on him. Just have a little more metallic than others. The spray's coming pretty strong because a lot of the metallic stuff is already siphoned through. And it's fairly empty. The chamber's getting pretty empty here. Okay. Now I'm going to give it another shot of dropping alcohol in here. Just thin out what I got left and just drain it out a little bit. It's coming through pretty strong, the airbrush itself. I'm going to turn this guy around so I can, while the airbrush is cleaning, I'll turn it around here. Mouth was empty. Alright, let's pour a little more of this paint in there. Fill it up pretty good there. Alright. And we're gonna go concentrate on the tail down there, alright? Alright, we're ready. We're ready to go. Yep, you guys can see me do it here, alright. Pretty, actually pretty granular type of paint that's going on here. Over here on the top. And this stuff, once again, it dries fairly quickly. I'm not rushing it, just take my time. Going underneath the tail. I don't necessarily have to lift up the tail. It's a pretty nice spray. Going over a few pieces over here. Now, for those of you who don't think it is working, it is. Quite well, actually. I can see it coating. Over his little toenails there. On the back inside leg, I'm spraying that pretty good here. I don't keep the airbrush still for long. I keep it moving around. You don't want it to just shoot and get wet and start to drip. So you do a little bit of moving around and maneuvering. Alright. Now for me, in my vision of the character, You don't want it to be overly super finely painted because it just looks pretty much like it was manufactured that way. So you want a little bit of graininess, a little roughness to him. I'm going on the back side of his metal cloth in the inside. Alright, let me see who's there. Hold on for a second. It's my daughter. She said I ghosted her. She's a comedian. Okay, so what we got so far looking pretty good. Let me turn her it. I keep calling it a her. Turn it around. Okay, right in the back leg here. You see if you guys can see it. Hopefully a clear picture of that. Let's turn it this way. Right back here. Just fine tune that a little bit. And you can actually see it as you're doing it. Down by its feet. Like I said, I really don't want it entirely covered silver because it looks manufactured when you do that. I'm going to the inside there. Just like that. Now once it dries a little bit, I'll handle it and show you guys what it's starting to look like here. In case it's difficult for you guys to see it. Going on the back side of his claws there. Once again, this the rubbing alcohol dries faster than water. So once she's set and dry, she's set and dry. And it's also a plus that you're working outside. It's pretty decent out, so it will air dry. And in case you're wondering, will I varnish this? Yes, I will. I got spray varnish, and I will varnish the creature afterward. So let's put it right there for a second. Let's pan out a little more. Let's pan out a little bit there. I'm looking at this at an odd angle myself. Okay, so let me gently move this box back a little bit. I'll bring him out. I can actually grab it. And well, there. I'll show you guys somewhat what it looks like. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on with it. Okay. I wish I could give you a better representation of this guy. And I'm out in the sunlight a little bit. But he's starting to starting to really take shape there. This fella. Okay, I'll set him down. I'll set him like that. Put him in there. I'll just do it this way. You guys can pretty much see what's happening with him. I'll zoom in some areas there. Hopefully I can get him focused in all right. Focus him out there. So you guys can really see what's happening with the claws, teeth, his feet there. I'll get one of these numbers there for you. You see what it looks like. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take long for something like this to dry. Different aspects of them, I'll just focus in on them there. The good thing about a DSLR camera, once you focus in on a spot, it blurs everything else out, but it focus in on what you want it to focus on. Right down here by his feet, just kind of sharpen it a little bit. Okay. And it is metallic paint. Focus in on his claws there. And every once in a while, what you do, I'll show it to you with this claw. Focus again. What you do is, you just kind of move the claws, make sure everything still moves on him. Okay. See? Make sure you stick the twist motion and action going on with him. Alright. Make sure that the paint don't seal it shut. Okay. But I got it claws open on purpose, but everything's working good there. Alright. Like I say, I'm not going to get rid of all the black on him. I want him to have a little slightly worn look to him. I'll pull back here. That's basically how it's done, guys. What I'll do next, once he's fully dry, I'm going to go over him again quickly. But once he's dry, the next video you'll see is just me doing the pin striping and all the red glow on him, because he's represented by red. Being that he's a bad guy at all. And sharpen him a little bit there. Alright. Okay, once again I'll turn him upside down. You can see what it looks like upside down here. Okay, like I said, this paint dries ridiculously fast. Okay. I don't know if I'll totally do underneath him. I kind of like the brushed work there. But he is reflective, believe it or not. His tail. Alright. So he'll still look pretty cool once I put the red pinstriping on him. And yes, he is pretty much dry. It reflects pretty good in a little bit of sunlight we do have here. Okay. As you can see, that's the sunlight hitting him in certain spots. Alrighty, I will put him back in his little cage. In his arms, still moving, still, everything's still cool. I got that to tighten up a little bit over there. Other than that, she's looking pretty decent. It's looking pretty decent. I don't know why I keep calling it a she, but it's looking pretty cool. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna do some personal touch-ups on it, and next time we come back, it'll be the red pinstriping. Alright, thanks a lot.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, there you go. That's what it looks like when they're somewhat finished. So what I did was I just varnished them. Varnished the mess out of them, actually. And they're gonna get ready to be painted and stuff. Painted red. So I'm gonna paint them all red. Paint the insides red, stuff like that. I'll try to put him in focus there a little bit if I can. Probably have to zoom him out a little bit. There he is. So I'll do them both in red pinstriping and red on the back plates, back fins, and all of that. They are metallic. I thin the metallic paint down with rubbing alcohol. And of course the two dogs want to get in the picture. You two. Oh no, it's just you, huh? Anyway, yeah, back to these guys. Zoom in a little bit on them. Metallic paint, they'll be detailed in red, and then that will be that. Hey, how you doing? My name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to an episode of Grayscale Painting. This is probably the second half, I would presume. I did the first half a day ago or so. What you're looking at down here is a model of Mechagodzilla from the Godzilla vs. Kong movie. Alright. And I'm going to do the red striping on this guy. It's pretty meticulous. It's a nice custom job. You can pretty much put the red where you would feel, really, but he does have certain places and certain spots on him that kind of glow red, and you would need a very small brush. Script liner or a regular brush of some sort. All right, I do have the red paint. I got a little bit poured on the cap here. Okay, now no glycerin, no water, or nothing like that. You want the paint to kind of stick. All right, I'm gonna try my best to keep my hands in view. All right, this is if I put it in the camera here, there you go. Right there, you can see it's a script liner brush. Okay, I'll put it where you guys can see it. Pretty long brush there. Gets into those tight little places there. All right, that was my phone going off, and yes, it was who you thought it was. All right, so I'm gonna twirl my brush around into the paint. Only the tip of the brush really is needed. Pretty steady hand. I probably might go over one side of the Mecha here, because it is a pretty painstaking to do these and to do it right. Okay, and usually when you do these, about one go around should be good enough usually. All right, because like I said, it is quite painstaking to do these. Okay, and take your time, don't rush it. Sometimes only a dot of paint will do. Okay, and just be careful with it. Just take your time. Really, take your time. Some of the raised areas get that little bit of red. And sometimes, like I said, this paint kind of expands, okay, when it dries. And you just need to, yep, you guys can see me. Just need to gently just give it a couple of little dabs and just keep it moving. Go right to the next one. It will expand the paint and it will dry rather quickly. Like I said, I'll probably do one side for the sake of time, because not many people will probably try to watch this entire video, because I know it can be a daunting task to do these. Now, when I did this model and I put the silver on it, I did varnish it. For the simple fact that the oils on your hands will take this paint right off, so you need some kind of protectant on it too. You need a protectant to keep the oil from your hands lifting the paint off. In between the grooves here, red. Doesn't take as much as you would think. You know, get yourself a nice batch of paint and it sinks into the grooves, just like so. Do every one. Okay. Red into each and every groove. It will be shown. It will show, believe it or not. And it is metallic paint. Like I said, it can be pretty meticulous. Definitely a custom job. And you can see why the manufacturers don't go through all of this, because you would probably have to have people do this by hand. And as you can see, it can be very meticulous. But once it's dried and the light hits it, it is metallic, it will show. But as you see me doing this, once you steadily get into it, it goes by rather quickly. And this is why you would need a rigger brush, and plus varnishing this when it's when you put the silver on, or whatever color paint, whatever creature you're doing. Once you put the varnish on, the paint kind of
moves through pretty smoothly. I twirl my brush as I do this also. Okay. And while the paint's wet, if you get a little bit on the outside, you just wipe it away. Sometimes you might need to go back over a few things just to touch it up, because like I said, the paint does dry remarkably fast. It truly does. Okay, but as you can see, you can see it through there. All right, definitely custom job. I'm going to go through all of the parts on the creature that pretty much should be red. Like I say, all it takes really is kind of a love tap. You get the raised areas. And once you complete this, or at least as much as you can, the majority of it, you would varnish it. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Yes, you can. I'm on the other side. Just be mindful where you are. Keep a steady hand. Be careful. Let the brush do the work. It's all right. Get some of the raised areas where you know the red glow might be. And pretty much a custom job. You can pretty much put the red glow where you want, but it's definitely on certain aspects of the character. And because they're in only certain regions of the character, makes it that much more dramatic. And you'd be surprised how fast you can actually go through this, because it might look like a lot, I'm twirling the brush around, but it's not as much as you think, and it goes by pretty quickly. Like I said, I'm giving a little twist to the brush as I'm doing it, so it gets into those little crevices there. And this is where the rigger brush comes in quite handily. Put it right in there. And gravity does take a hold, so it does sink. The paint does sink into the crevices while it's, while you got it in there. It expands. And just take your time. I've been doing this for a minute, and even though I haven't done a model in quite a while, it really never truly leaves you. Okay. And it's good to really get the intricate stuff first. You got the energy to do it, the time to do it, it's on your mind to do it, so you can get it done. But here's how it's starting to look. Look at that. You see that? Okay, the guy's starting to have a little character there. But it does take a little time, a little patience. All right. To do these, and just keep that in mind. Okay, we're gonna go up in the inside of his neck there. Be very careful. Just in the inside, right in there, just like that. Sometimes all it takes is a little swipe. Go right in the crease of his neck, right in there, just like that. Trust me, you will be able to see all of that because of the metallic nature of the paint and all of that good stuff. And as I'm looking at it here, checking things out for his front half, I'm gonna turn it to its side here. I'll set it down this way. like I said, anything that's kind of meticulous, they're pretty tight. All right, that's what you would work on. Now my brother would like to have the red in the inside in here. That's not too bad, and we can get that done. I can probably use another brush for that part, but let's try it with the bigger brush here. We'll try this part right in here. A couple nice little tabs in there. Okay, if you find yourself getting a little bit on the outside, having no worries about that, you can always clean that up and just wipe it away with your finger because it's still wet. But as you can see, all it takes is a few little light touches of the paint. That's all. If it gets on the outside, wipe it away. You're good as gold. You got a few seconds, just wipe it away. Okay. In the inside here, right here in the inside. Now I can probably take a flat brush and really do it. I know I can. With a flat brush. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Hopefully you guys can see all of this. Put it right in there. All in here. Hopefully my head's not in the way. No, my head's not in the way. I'm just getting all up in here, in his ribs there. Nice and red. Wipe away any excess that might come through. Up in here. All red. I'm twirling the brush around as I'm doing it. Like I say, if any pops up on the outside, you wipe it away. No problem. Twirl the brush, get that paint in there. Just like so. This is why you would use a rigger brush. I'm just twirling that paint in there. It expands. I'm twirling the brush as I'm doing it. And I will wipe away the excess. So once again, it's not as daunting as you would think. I have to move his leg over a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just moving it over here. Okay. Just getting a little more paint. And just relax. Just relax. Have fun. Have a little fun with it. I'm twirling the brush as I'm going in there. Because they're in grooves, once you lay the paint in there, like I said, it expands and it's doing its thing. Okay. So I'll show you here. See that? You can see the red there. All right. So it's not as it may look a little daunting at first. Okay. I think I got another spot I can do real quick. Right up under here. A little bit of love right in there. Definitely a custom job. So you can put the red where you feel. And if you got too much, or if you got some like where it shouldn't be, wipe it off real quick. You got a few seconds. It's okay. The paint does expand. You just wipe it right off real quick. Just be very careful of where you place the red. It does dry quickly. Okay. Let it expand. Let it do what it do. Let me put it in the camera focus there. See that? All up under there. Okay. It is metallic. The light will definitely catch it. I'm going to flip this guy around on the other side here. We're going to continue it on the other side. Because he doesn't have very much of it. Much of it is like on top and on his back plates and such. Okay. Yep. Okay. Right up in here. Just match the other side. And like I said, all it takes is a little touch. And the key to it is that you got reflective paint, so it's going to catch whatever little bit of light that's available for it to do that. Okay, if you go a little bit on the outside, don't panic. It's okay. It is okay, because you can wipe it right off. There we go. And like I say, once you get into the groove of it and you get into a little zone, you're okay. And if you happen to touch something on the outside, it can be easily remedied. It's okay. Go in the inside of here. Can you guys see that? Let me move it up where you got it be in camera view here. Every little bit helps. All in the inside. Twirl the brush around. See, this goes by rather quickly. Just concentrate on those areas. Put a glob of paint there. It expands as it dries. Be good as gold. Trust me. I wouldn't steer you wrong. You pretty much know where to place all that nice red. Okay. Let's put it back in the camera view. There you go. The light hits it. See that? All up top there. All up in here. Same thing. Nice little coat of red. Right up in there. And all it takes is just a nice light touch. Okay, I'll move his leg so I can get in there. There we go. Let's place it so you guys can start to see these things. Hopefully my hand is not too much in the way. Nice little swipe across. That's what a regular brush will do. See that? You see it on the other side there. Okay, and these creatures obviously is symmetrical. So what you do for one side, you just do for the other side. All right. Okay, let's do something here. Let's get a look at his face for a second. Obviously, he's got those red eyes. Let's put those eyes in camera view there. He's definitely got the red eyes. Just like that. So they're in there. Definitely in there. Now the inside of his mouth, you have to be very careful with. Hit across his teeth and such, which is something you kind of don't want. I will turn this guy upside down for a second so I can get the roof of his mouth. Now some of these characters, let's open that up there. Some of these characters, their mouths open a little wider than others. Don't know how that was how they were able to do that. Get a little bit of that red out of there, and I'm doing underneath his mouth in here. I don't know how they were able to get away with that, or how they manufactured one with a wider gape in his mouth. I wasn't able to find one. My brother wasn't able to find one, but some people have them. I'm going up underneath the roof. Even though you might not be able to see most of this, the average person will not. But I'm going to do it anyway. Get it right up under there. Now, in the case of his mouth, let's just say that I'll turn him around, and it is red up under there. You should be able to somewhat see that, hopefully. but it is definitely under the mouth. You can't, right here. I'll keep it right there, keep the brush there. And since this is a raised area anyway, not too difficult just to coat them red real quick. Just like that. Slight coat, that's all. Slight coat of red. It's easily to do, it's a raised area. So, okay. I'm looking, turn it around. When you do one side, make sure you do the other. Flip it around, do the other side. Don't worry about getting red on your fingers, because like I say, a lot of these, where the red is kind of in the grooves. So don't fret, don't panic. Be easy, it's okay. Okay. Okay, sometimes videos like these might be a little lengthy to some people. Some people might not get into model painting. And I understand that. There. All right. So let's draw back for a little bit to see what we got here. See what he's starting to look like here. Okay. With the red that's in there. All right. So this fella's starting to come to life there. Like I said, the red is pretty sparse. It's not exactly all over the place like you would imagine it would be. I'm just raising his arms up here. It's not. They're in key spots. I'm gonna have to move his legs way up here because I'm gonna work on the tail. Okay, let's work on that on the tail here, the tail section. Okay. Remember, inside the grooves. Inside the grooves. Right in here, all up in here, inside the grooves. Goes pretty quickly. You guys should be able to see me do this. Don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush this part. And remember, if you know, I'm twirling the brush as I'm doing this. Make sure I just get in the grooves if I can. Okay. It's a three-dimensional model. It will be posed probably in different, whatever poses he chooses really, but the key is getting it in the main areas that are going to be easily seen, which is pretty much these deep grooves. Now, what also assists in this coloring is the shadows naturally produced by the way this thing is made, the structure of Mechagodzilla here. And as you see, I'm going right down the line, literally. I'm twirling the brush, get as much paint off. This is thick paint. All it takes is a twirl. Like I said, it expands as it dries. You're good to go, really. And this paint dries remarkably fast. Okay, and where you're doing the majority of the painting is deep in the crevices anyway, so you're not gonna really get marked up too bad with this stuff. As I was painting this, painting the initial creature, I coated it all with black, so a lot of the black is still visible. With this metallic red, it's gonna give a beautiful contrast in colors. I'm going to take that green rubber band off because this is how I distinguish between mine and his. So the rubber band comes off, more red comes on. And like I say, it's not as plentiful as you think. They're only in certain spots on the creature. All right, as you can see. See that? You would turn this creature around and you would do it all over again. Like I said, a lot of the red is in grooves, so you're not really touching the red. Okay, I'll go from the smallest spot. I'll go backwards. I'll go from the smallest spot and then onward. Actually, I can't do it that way. I'm going to have to turn it around because the red is only on a flat surface, so I think I can do it this way. Here we go. Can you guys see the tip of the tail? No, you cannot. Let me put it that way. There, you can see it. And well, here we go. Right in the grooves, right in there. I think you guys can see me do this. And believe it or not, inside of those grooves is a raised area. So you're not really bumping into anything unnecessary. It's a raised area, it's flat. To roll the brush around. Okay, so I think you guys can see me do this here. And once it's done, and once I feel I got everything I believe that's needed for this guy, I will revarnish the whole creature. And yes, I do varnish it outside. You don't really want the smell of that varnish in your home. I'll bring them a little closer. You guys should see me do everything here. The next part after this, let's get that out of there. The next part after this will be probably, I will choose to see which of his back spines will get the glowing red. The toy manufacturer did it a certain way, but you can always, once you base coat this thing, you do it whatever way you feel. But once again, here's the tail. Okay, right up on the sides there. Okay, now on the top of the tail, it's really your choice. I would prefer probably not, because it's going to be red on the spines. So I will probably just keep the red in the inside. But let me rinse off this brush. Be patient with me here. This is not usually my painting spot. But let's stand this guy up. Well, I guess I can from the camera angle. But you guys can see it here, where the light hits it there. And he does have his red underneath. I'll show you the tail. See that? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. This is one of the more simple parts of it. I'm gonna use a thicker brush for this. Now we can do the actual tail itself. So we'll start with the tail. Get a. It's called the. It's a I'll get the name of it right. Filbert. This is a filbert brush I'm using. You might have to go over the tail again because of the gray, but it all depends on what you're looking for. I could have added white to this, but it would take out some of the metallic. So I will give it the once coat over, let it dry, and I will coat it again. Sometimes you will need a double coat. It's just unavoidable. His tail will need a double coat, and it's fine. See, you have to get in kind of a mindset of doing this, something like this. Okay. And I like the brushed metallic look, and then with the red on it, because the metallic look, the brush darkness is coming through the red. So it gives a pretty interesting dynamic there. Okay, so if it doesn't come out the way you like first time, don't worry, don't panic. You're gonna do a second coat. You just have to, the key to it is let it fully dry. Because once you put the second coat on, man, it's just like, it just really finishes it off. Okay, so once again, don't panic. You're gonna definitely need a second coat but it is, once again, sparkle paint, glitter paint. So she will definitely hit and show when the light shines on this guy. Let me make sure I got the tail part in view here. And once again, you just repeat the process. Repeat the process. Let it expand, let it dry. Now this is acrylic based paint. It will dry rather quickly. The warmer your room is, the quicker it will dry. I'm just giving it a quick once over because I'm going to be going over this again. And it won't be as difficult as you would think. Give your paint a chance to fully dry. It won't take as long as you would think. If you're the impatient type and you must have a hair dryer or whatever, you can do that also. But just let it naturally air dry. It's okay. Right to its very end back there. See that? You see as the sunlight is hitting it here in my room. Okay. Pretty cool. All right. Let's add a little love to the side here. Yep, you guys can see me do this. All it is just a gentle love tap. Now, be careful. You don't really want it on the sides. I'm wiping it away immediately. And you can. It's a raised area. So all it takes is really a tap. The more you do stuff like this, the more custom you will be to doing them at a pretty quick rate, actually. Just like so. And you do the other side accordingly. You flip the guy over. And you do it again. Raised area. Not going to take that much paint. Usually it's just a nice little, like I say, nice little tap. And be careful you don't get it on the outsides. Try to just get it exclusively on the raised area. Sometimes all it takes is a tap. All right. You probably don't have to go back over this twice. It's really your discretion. I like the black worn metal look that's coming through on some of these. The key is to make it look about as realistic as possible, because you're not going to get everything perfectly red. Well, you know, the machine's got movable parts. The heat turns it black. It gets worn, you know, but it's definitely in there. Okay. Let's put it back in camera view there. Turn it around. See? Put the red in between. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. The red in between there. Put it in camera view. Oh. Put the arms down here. I can expand, zoom up the camera a little bit too. You probably see it better. All right. Then I'll swing him around in the front there. Raise his arms a little bit, you see underneath him. Okay. Most of that paint's already dry, believe it or not. So what I'll do, like I say, I am conscious of the length of the video here, because it's already a lengthy video. I will coat, probably, I think I'll coat the outside of his coat these red out here. I think I want them silver in the middle, but I'll coat the outside red. And then I'll do the tips. Yeah, you guys can see it. I will do the tips in the middle. I'll do those tips in the middle. I'll do red. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Yep, you guys can somewhat see this. Yeah. Put the focus on it a little bit better. Do the outside of each one first. Okay. Some of these are going to probably need a little touch up, or I'll repaint. And I'll do that too, obviously. But I do like the worn look of the gray showing through the red. I think it looks pretty cool. Its metallic nature is coming through. Let me get a little more paint. Slap some more paint on here. As I'm doing this, you know, a lot of what I did initially is already dry. Now, as I did this just now, I'm going to turn the mecha around and do the other back side, the other side on the outside. Now the filbert brush, it's a small filbert brush, it gets right up in there. Show it to you guys here. And as I put this paint on, it does dry, like almost on contact. So don't worry about a lengthy drying process. Okay, let's put it where you guys can see it here. Okay. Don't rush the process. I might be going a little fast, but again, I'm used to doing this. You let it dry, because you're going to give it another once over. So you let the fins dry. All right. Okay. All right. I want the tips on the tops to be red. So let's put some love up here on the top, each side red. I'll be going back over this, but I just want the tops red. I don't have to do the inside red. Just the top. I want the top red. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. Very good. I'll be going over every one of these again. Once again, wait till it's 100% totally dry when you do this. I want the top red there, like that. Now, since I got the sides red on here, I got the insides red in here, I'll probably coat those with black. But I do like what I'm seeing. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right, guys. He really doesn't have much red on his legs, believe it or not. You can, put him there if you want. But he doesn't have much red anywhere else. I can put little red spots, on the arms a little bit. I would use the rigger brush to do it, the script liner. I'm just cleaning off my filbert here. So if I wanted to do little touchy things like that, I can do that. Okay, let's put his arms up like this. Let's zoom the camera in for a bit. Zoom it in. Okay. This is where you would have a little bit of patience. Right up in the inside groove. All it takes is a once over. Remember, you're working with glitter. Paint. Very time consuming if you're not entirely used to it. But if you really love what you're doing, you got a passion for it, it's really no big effort, really. Small little details like that, But it's a definite custom job. Right up on the top of his head. I'm trying to no, you guys can't see that. Yes, you can, right there. Little custom job right there on the top. Like I say, usually they're raised areas. Just like that. Don't worry about streaks. They will go away as the paint dries. Kind of expands on you. Okay. As I'm looking at a few things here. This is just me, just little playful details. This is the great thing about custom doing your models. You do them any way you see fit. There. Oh yeah. I'll show it to you guys here. You see it all in the ribs, all underneath. Okay. There's little spots on his arms, the top of his head there, down his back, especially the top prints on his back. All right. Let us. Actually, I like that part. Well, no, I think I'm gonna do those black too. We're gonna get the black paint for those. All right. Now it's time to do the repaint on a few spots. All right, not very difficult because it's dry. Like I said, this stuff dries immediately. And what I'll do is that I'll do the repaints where they need to be, and then I will paint what I need to paint in black, and then that will be it. I know it's a lengthy process. It's pretty, probably a long video for some of you, most of you. Okay, here we go again. We're on this back plates. A quick repaint. All this is one gloss over it, just like that. Don't repeat it. Just hit it once and keep it moving. Because it will expand there. Because you've already painted it, so you just got another layer sitting on top of another layer. And some of that gray black will show through the glitter. It's gonna look great. So enjoy the process, enjoy the run. Yep, you guys can see it okay. Enjoy the ride, as they would say. Enjoy the ride. and I'm just beefing up that red a little bit. See, a lot of this is already dry, so you're just putting red on top of red, thicker coat. If you see striations or streaks, don't worry about it. It will flatten out. Hashtag don't panic. And don't overexert yourself with doing these. It's just a quick brush over, really. Try to put it the camera angle in the right, or put this in the right camera angle, I should say. Sometimes it just takes a gentle, some of them don't need it. I'm turning it around for the plates on the other side here. Make sure I'm in the right angle for you guys. Keep it moving. Nice little stroke. Keep it moving. Don't worry about streaks. Don't worry about the stroke marks. They will blend right out. The paint expands when it dries. There we go. Last fella right there. Okay, let's continue this ride. I flipped the tail over. Hopefully you guys can see it. Maybe this way. No, maybe up this way. You guys can see it a little bit. Like that. Oh, let me pan out. How about that? There, you guys can really see it. Okay, once again, give it a quick once over. Back plates, back fins. Knock it right out. That extra coat right on these guys. Doesn't take much, I tell you. Just like that. Turn it over. Give the same love on the other side. Real quick. Boom, boom. I don't want to get rid of a lot of that that darkness you see in there. Love it. There. Okay. Let's set him down. Don't have to do underneath. Okay. That won't be necessary. You ain't gonna see underneath him. Okay. All right, as I'm checking it out, I'm looking at it. I'm gonna go back. I see where it wore off. I got you. I found you, buddy. Oh yeah, I'll catch it quick. All right. Everything else seems to be decent. Cool. Hope everything else seems to be good. Everything else is cool. All right. Let's place him more upright. There. And there. All right. So there he is in his little metallic glory. Okay. I don't believe his tips are red on his tail. I don't remember them being red, to be honest with you. But I can give it a little something back there. Just right here on the side. So I'll show you that. Oh, you already see it. All right. No problem. Right on the outside. Turn them around. Give them the same treatment on the other side there. Like I say, a lot of the areas of where I'm doing this for him is already a raised area. So, like I say, it's not as difficult as you would imagine it to be. underneath his right underneath the daggers there. Put them red. All right. Alrighty, continuing right along. Once again, I'm going to do the tips. Black. Very interesting aesthetic for him. Yep, you guys can see it all right. Now, I'm not going to do the I'm just going after the raised parts here, guys. I'm not going to do the blow dryer thing. I'm going to set this fella. Once he's fully dry, I'll set him outside and I'll varnish him. And I'll take a series of pictures. You guys will see it at the end of the video of him completed. Like I say, this process is not for everybody. Now, the lining of his tail, or the spikes there, right on the top, make them black. It's already a raised area, so you don't have to be you don't have to go too crazy with it. It's like that. Right on the tip there, his tail. If you gotta put an extra coat on, then put an extra coat on. Just like that. I'm looking here. Extra parts that might need a little love here. Don't have to be jet black. Just a little something to offset a little bit of that gray, that's all. Just like that. Okay. The tips is black back there. Instead of having it red, because we got the rest of them red there. All right. I am going to color the inside fins black. Right here, directly inside the fins. I want these black. Can you guys see me do that? No. Let's bring it this way. And because it's black, dark color, it's gonna look pretty ominous. And I just want to do, because it's the inside here, I want to put it on pretty thick. One single coat will do. Let it fully dry. There. Don't rush it. Never rush. That's when you mess up. Hopefully you guys cannot see all of that what I'm doing. Put it out here. I will turn him around and do the inside. I don't want too much of the worn gray all over. You give him a little bit of color variation, which is why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Okay. Paint's a little thick. On purpose. One good coat will do. One good pass will do. there you go. Yes. All right. If you give it one good shot, one good pass, that should really do. I'm going over it certain spots again because they need it. All right. Nice. I'm gonna go over here in the side of them here, give them another pass of black. I'm gonna do the base. Some of this, what I'm doing may not even be seen, but that's not the point. Yeah, he's gonna look pretty gnarly. All right, over here, do the base. It's just in between. Like I say, it's a pretty cool aesthetic once you complete it. And I'm just doing the base. Yeah. I got the base looking black here. Definitely, once again, super custom job here. But it's great. Fun to do. Nice. Mysterious. Get the front. Get you some paint. When you do little intricate things like the front in between here, one shot would be good enough. You're not killing the aesthetics of everything. As it dries, you'll see where it needs to be repainted because the stuff dries almost immediately. All right, and there you have it. He's fairly complete. Everything moved, all the joints moved, the feet moved. Everything's cool. Everything's all good in Mechagodzilla world. Like I say, I'll take some real good pictures of her, him, it, whatever you want to name it. All right. I don't think I have to add anything else. But thank you very much for checking this out. I hope I was able to kind of clarify things and help you out with how to do something like this. All the red in between. Like I said, I'll take pictures of them. Black tips. Pretty cool. I think I got it the way my brother would envision it for him. And there you go. Old Mecha G. Thanks a lot, guys. And I'll see you when I see you.